Hello, welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today I want to talk about clusters. I created a bunch of clusters using bits and pieces from the Bluebell Woods collaboration kits. These are created by Tania at Tatty Treasures and by Nanine at Collage Type, and I will have all of their info linked below in the description box. I had a question when I posted a photo of just the fun I was having making these, and someone asked what you use them for. And my answer to her was to embellish junk journal pages and pieces. But they can also be used on greeting cards, in home decor, on gift packages, lots of things. And so I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you the basic way that I make clusters, and I just got started on this. I was never into clusters, and then someone, a very dear friend of mine named Donna, just made it easy for me to figure out how to do it. So here we go. I'm going to scoot these this way, and I'm going to try to stay on my table. And this is really close because it's really close to the camera, because my camera stand is hooked straight to the table. I'm getting ready to move back into my studio. I had my follow-up visit with my doctor that operated on my ankle when I broke it. And I get to be on one crutch, still in this silly, awkward walking boot, for a couple of days using one crutch to balance it out. And then I can walk with just the walking boot for a couple of more days. But by next weekend, I should just be walking with my new ankle brace. And I'm just so excited because it means that this will be the last video that I post that was created using my hospital table. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be walking. I was so excited that when I left the doctor's office, I went to Dollar Tree and shopped because I could actually push a cart, because I didn't need both hands to either use my walker or to use two crutches. And then I went to Goodwill and emptied the back of my car, because I fill up the back of my car as I'm finding things that I want to donate that no longer fit or no longer fit my lifestyle. And I did that, and then I'm like, I haven't been inside of a Goodwill for a while. So I went inside of the Goodwill for a while and got a whole bunch of stuff. I will be sharing a video for Thrifty Thursday of some of those things. But let's get back to the clusters. I am so easily distracted by myself. I distract myself terribly. This is a scrap of the heavyweight watercolor paper that I used to make the inside covers of the journal. I hand painted those. And you'll use these for a base. Where did my Post-it note go? Here. And to make it easy, I wrote down the steps that my friend shared, and she didn't actually share all of these in this way. She had it all expanded. This is just my shortcut. So we'll need a base. We'll need 3 pieces of paper. So I get out my scrap paper from this journal, this kit. You don't have to use it from this kit. You can just use whatever. I just happen to be making them for this journal. So I've got all kinds of scrap paper. It says I need 3 pieces. So I'm going to look through here and find, let's see. I don't want just blank papers. Let's see, here's some graph paper. That's fun. So I'll tear off a piece of it, and I can make that smaller. Let's see, I'm going to tear off a piece of this. And let's do this one. It's the cover. It was an extra one, and I'm just going to cut or tear off the top. All right, so there's 3 pieces of paper right there. Then, sorry about the arm, you want one piece of fabric. And so let's find a little piece of fabric. Here's my fabric bag of the things that I'm using in this journal. Let's grab that one. We'll just take that piece of sari silk that's been ironed. It's about the right size anyway. Let's see, and a piece of lace. We want some lace on here. And it doesn't have to be frou-frou lace. I'm seriously having trouble finding my lace in this bag. And I'm trying not to bump the table, and that's the hardest part of finding the lace in this bag. There's a little piece of lace. And then the stapler. And so first, let's go ahead and get started on this. All you're gonna do, all you really need to do is, I like to make sure that I don't have any funky spots, like that was a miscut on that paper. And I don't really want to have the branding strip left on that paper. And I don't need this to be so big, so I'm just gonna tear it. All right, so now we can just stack these up. You wanna make sure and grab a base and put it on the back and kind of pinch it right here. At least this works for me. And then just stack your papers on there and your bits and pieces of lace and whatever else you're going to use. Now that really just covers that up too much, so I think I'll do this. And you're just making a sandwich, like it's going to be a Dagwood type sandwich, if you remember that cartoon strip. Or even if you don't, it's just a Dagwood sandwich is just like this huge sandwich that couldn't possibly fit in anybody's mouth. And this guy in the cartoon would always make it and then just eat it. All right, so I'm gonna trim down here just a little bit because it was a little too wide for my liking on there. And where I'm pinching back here, I want to make sure that everything that I put on here is crossing that pinch right there. Because I'm going to be stapling where I'm pinching. And I think I like that. And you see, I've got a sandwich. I've got my base. I've got 1, 2, 3 pieces of paper. I've got a piece of fabric and a piece of lace. Now that lace was backwards. All right, and I'm going to get my tiny attacher. You do not have to use a tiny attacher. I just happen to like mine. And I go with 3. I tend to do 3 staplings. Is that a word? Stapling. I tend to staple 3 times. All right, so there is that part. And you don't have to glue it down, but if you've got parts that are sticking up, I would wait till the end to decide that I was going to do something about that. Because what you do next may take care of any issues that you've got. And I have a bag of thread and buttons that I was able to get out of the studio. And the messy thread or the fiber is something like, the fiber could be, this is a baby wipe that I have cleaned off ink pads with. I could tear off some of that and put it in there. Or I can take dryer sheets. This is a used dryer sheet that has been dyed. And I can add that in there as well. As soon as you get into and get the first couple made, you're just gonna fly through it. Now, I've got the thread right here. What color do I want to use? I think maybe I want to use this purple here. And I put the thread between my middle finger and my ring finger, and I just come around like 7 times. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then sometimes my thread runs away from me. This time it just happened to land in my lap. All right, so now I've got this thread here, and I want to make it messy thread, and that just means that it's not like sewn on. It's kind of like a little tangle of thread, like that. And you can just add it on anywhere you like. I think I'm going to put it right on top of that lace, so I'm going to get my glue. Actually, I'm going to get my pinchy tweezers. Where are they? I had grandkids here and they like to do art, and sometimes my things don't always end up back where they started. All right, so I've got that, and I'm going to get my glue. You can use your wet glue of choice. I happen to like the Beacon glues, whether it's Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix, or what's the other one? 3-in-1. And so I'm just going to put a little glob of glue there, and it doesn't matter if the glob is pretty or not because it's going to get covered up. And my Fabri-Tac is getting a little gloopy because it's way down here. So it's about time to open up a new bottle. All right, so now I am just going to tuck my threads down in there. And I'm not going to worry that it's perfect right now because I'm getting ready to bunch it up and put a button on top of it. And I didn't go into my studio and get these buttons. I just happened to grab a bag or one of those little jars of buttons, and it was still where I could get to it easily, so I just used it. All right, I think I like that one with the whole thing. So we're going to gather that back up into the glue where it's popped out. Not too much because you don't want the button to cover all of your thread. And then I'm going to use a good amount of glue to hold on my button. Do I want this one? Let's see, maybe I want a little smaller. All right, so I decided on these two little buttons here. And I am going to put some glue on the back of them. I have my base, my 3 pieces of paper, piece of fabric, piece of lace. It is stapled. I have the messy thread and I have buttons. Now the next step is to decide if I want to add a phrase or if I just want to let Bluebell Woods be my word, phrase, etc. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to take and glue down because my additions did not make this lay down. I am just going to go ahead and glue right across here because I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So I'm just going to make sure that I don't make it something that needs for that to be open. That was a lot of words and they didn't really come out well. But I think you know what I mean. And if you don't, well, maybe you'll figure it out when I go through the other ones. All right, and so there is a cluster. And my friend Donna just made it so easy. She said, do this, do this, do this, do this. And I'm like, it's like the light bulb came on. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you the other ones that I made and show you what I used to make each of them. This one, I just used fabric, and this is paper from the kit and a ticket from the kit, and then words, messy button, and a piece of trim instead of lace. And most of them, I'm not going to go through each and everything, but some of them I will. This is a scarf that I cut up and actually used to make the cover of the journal. And then this is a piece of ephemera, and I used liquid pearls for the dots. Same thing here, and I added the butterfly, and there's a piece of rickrack. the liquid pearls. This is from the kit. Same thing. This one I actually put 2 pieces of fabric on without lace, and there is messy thread on it. It's just under there. You can do that too. Once you get used to it, just go gangbusters. Do whatever you want to do. But I think that they turned out so pretty. And yes, there is a lot of blue and purple. After all, the kit is Bluebell Woods, and so we're gonna have those colors. This is the dryer sheet I was talking about that was dyed with paint. And I like the way that turned out. And this is a color catcher sheet. I used 2 pieces of laundry fiber that you put in your washer when you have clothes that have colors that'll run, or if they're brand new, or if they're bright or whatever, and it catches the colors and keeps them from running onto your other clothing. And sometimes you get really, really neat colors. Let's see. This is from the kit. I'm just going through to see if there's anything different that I want to show you. This is a piece, I used a piece of a brown paper bag. It was my prescription bag, actually. This one, I used a piece of the ephemera as one of the papers. And then this is from that same scarf. This is a sticker. You can also use a sticker, but don't count on the sticker to hold anything down. You'll want to add glue to that sticker. This is one that I made following my friend's kit that she gave us. And it's got a bit of tea bag in it too. And I just really like the way that these turned out. After I got enough courage up to go for it, I really, really went for it. I think this one's really cute. It just says woodland. And this one, I've actually layered over the word to give it just a little bit more interest. And that's another piece of that color catcher sheet. That one happens to be a really pretty blue. More of the dryer sheet. This is brown, that brown paint that was colored with. This is a paint chip. You can use a paint chip as one of your paper pieces. And this is more paint chip here and here. I used 2 different colors of paint chip on this one. Again, the color catcher. And I liked this butterfly matched that butterfly, and it's on top of the button. You see the button there? And the butterfly is on top of it. This one, I used a piece of the ephemera as one of the layers of paper. This one, this is a sticker, but I just treated him as a part of the page. There's not even, I don't think this one even has the 3, yes it does, because this is a paper, that's a paper, and that's a paper. This one has some more of the liquid pearls. I had to figure out how to use a hedgehog because he was so cute. See, more of the dryer sheet that has been dyed. And this one is big, but I wanted to use the deer in something, and so I got them on a very large cluster. So, give it a try yourself. I had so much fun doing this. Be sure to check out everyone else who is working with these kits. I will have all of their links listed below in the description box. You can also check out Tania and Nanine's Etsy shops. And I will be posting a flip through of my completed journal soon. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, be kind. Bye.